Okay, so everyone, let's welcome Laksh. He's a graduate from IIT and then MIT, and now working as senior mechanical engineer at Tesla. So in this half an hour session, we'll know about his journey from getting into IIT to working in Tesla. So Laksh, first question or the very first initial story as a child in your 10th, ninth, 11th, 12th, how was your physics, chemistry, maths preparation? How were you as a school student? Like, were you like a topper or you became topper? How is that journey? Please enlighten us on that part first.
Yes, hi Vishal. So growing up, I was good and I really liked science, especially. Uh, so not just through class 9 and 10, but even earlier, I really liked science and I was good at studies. I always used to come first in my class. Uh, yeah, going through class 9 and 10, again, I did well in science and maths. And then in class 11 and 12, as we branched out into physics, chemistry, maths, uh, physics was my favorite subject. And my preparation was in class 11, like many other students, I began coaching for IIT JEE. Yes.
So the coaching was in your own hometown, or you went somewhere like Kota or somewhere?
Yes, I lived in Calcutta, so it was in my own hometown. Thankfully, in Calcutta, we had
Oh,
a very
okay, that's
good.
coincidence because I am also living in Kolkata, Newtown area. Okay.
Okay.
So you did the coaching of IIT only in 11, 12, or you did any prep course in 9, 10 also?
No, I did my coaching only in 11th and 12th. During class 9 and 10, I didn't have very concrete plans of uh, applying for IIT JEE or such. It was only as I completed my class 10 that I started thinking about that and joined the coaching.
You got motivated by some people in your friend circle that okay, everyone is preparing, so let me also prepare, because there would be a choice, right? Bioscience, pure science, or commerce, etc. So you might have chosen, let's say, bioscience or pure science. What was your choice? 11, 12, or maybe much before that?
Right. So, as I said, even as a young kid, I was always into science. And up to class 10, it was clear to me that I wanted to do science. And then after that, as I said, I really liked physics rather than biology.
So you chose pure science, I mean, as a natural process. There was no question about bioscience. Is that correct understanding?
Yes, for me, it's correct. I wasn't very keen on medicine or biology in general.
Okay.
So it just led me towards pure science, physics, and coaching for IITG.
And out of physics, chemistry, maths, you said physics was your favorite, right?
Yes.
Which was your weakest?
I think maths and chemistry equally. In 11 and 12, we didn't study biology, but depending on different portions of maths and
But in
chemistry.
IIT, JEE, usually, a lot of people say that, either some people is good in maths, physics, or some people are good in more of chemistry. So
Yes.
it's like maths, physics will get you into, and chemistry will decide your rank. So was it something
Yes.
like that for you?
For me, it was, I think I got the most marks in physics and then chemistry and then maths, which is unusual. But I just think that the maths paper was particularly tough in our year.
Sure. And you had two rounds in your time, mains and
No, it
advance,
was
or
just
it was a
one
different?
round. It was just
Well, no,
one
still
round.
there would be an objective round, right? Or something else maybe.
It was
Or just one
all
round.
objective. It was all one round. There were different formats, but
Okay,
it was just
sure.
one round.
And when you were after, let's say, getting through JE, were you a bit disappointed with your rank, or were you happy with your rank, or okay, like how was that day for you?
I'll have to try to remember that emotion. I was happy. I don't think I was disappointed. I was happy with my rank, and
Sure. And how
yeah,
did you?
as such, you give coaching I mean, in coaching, you give the prep exams or mock exams. And I kind of had some idea of where my target would be, but not a very good idea. I was just preparing to do the best I can. I think from my side, the exam had gone to my satisfaction, and uh, I just did the best I could. So there wasn't. I mean, I was pretty happy with.
All good, as in like everything came as expected or nearly expected at least. No too much variation at least.
Yeah, I guess I didn't have a very clear expectation. I was just happy
Okay.
with
And
what it
then
was.
after that, you chose IIT Kharagpur Mechanical Engineering. How was that decision coming? Like, why did you choose mechanical, or why did you choose IIT KGP? Was there any specific reason, or you followed, let's say, previous trends, or any other factor that helped you take the decision, or misguided you maybe, which you want to tell people maybe after going through all those pain now?
Yes. So in my decision, I only chose the mechanical engineering options, and because as I mentioned, I was good and interested in physics, and along with that, in the real world application, I was really interested in automobiles, even at that time. So I wanted to apply only for the mechanical engineering courses at the different IITs. Uh, IIT Kharagpur was close to my home in Calcutta, which at that point I had not thought was a big factor. I had thought that, okay, if I'll go away, whether I go away 2-3 hours away or maybe to a different uh, area of India, it will be equal. But I just happened to get it at IIT Kharagpur, and I think that worked out well. I was very happy living at a distance to home, which wasn't too far, and I got mechanical engineering with my rank, which I was very happy with. And even after first year, when I had the chance to change my branch to any other branch that I had wanted, but I didn't choose to change. I would say that if somebody takes the IIT JE today and doesn't have a very clear inclination at that point of what branch they want to take, which is very understandable, because at class 12 you might not have developed that. It I got very different messages of choosing either one IIT or one branch. I guess I didn't have to take that decision, but
You were very
uh,
clear on the course part that mechanical
right.
mechanical engineer fixed, and now let's set the institutes one by one. Depending on this rank, what are the probable institutes I can get, let me fill that kind of option and whatever I get after that. So according to you, as a general career advice, there is always this confusion between college versus course. So coming long way, what do you think? What is more important, college course equally important, or maybe you want to distribute this percentage 60-40, 70-30? According to you, what's your take?
I would say kind of sidestepping a little bit, the important thing is that you do very well among your peers in your college. So taking the decision that helps you do the best there is important. So if you, I mean, while joining the college, if the student has a little bit of inclination as to whether they want to kind of continue on the engineering path, or maybe explore a lot of different career options, because at IIT or other engineering colleges, people expand their horizons and get exposed to even other career paths as well. So if they're keen on exploring those and going for those, then maybe the branch doesn't matter as much as the college. But if they're inclined to stick with engineering, I guess the branch matters. And so I would say after first year, if the student wants, kind of puts their mind to it, you do have the opportunity to change your branch, because among many students, there's a tendency of, hey, we got into a good engineering college, so let's relax a bit.
Yeah, sure. But I think according to what you say, there is always a option to change branch, but probably no option to change college unless you sit for the exam, the JEE exam again, which is even harder than department change, I guess.
Yes.
So,
Yes, but yeah, as going back to what I said first, once you get a college and once you get a branch, it's really important to just do your best from then on, because
yeah,
that defines it more than either what college or branch you get to.
sure. So moving forward, your journey at IIT, when first years you spend with, well, first year is usually common. I think in my time also it was same. Yes, it's same usually. First year common, so you do a lot of networking, a lot of interdepartmental activities. No, nothing like department A, department B. But from the second year onwards, for the next 3 to 4 years, depending on dual or BTech, so people start to get more into very department specific courses. So this first year of common syllabus, do you think it's a good thing in a lot of ways, or do you think it's at times waste of time and we can directly go to the core thing from the first year? Why to jump here and there? What's your take here?
I think it was okay. I didn't think it was bad in any way. As a mechanical engineering student, I'm trying to remember the courses that I took in first year, which were not to do with mechanical engineering, things like electrical engineering and basic electronics. I think those were very important. We didn't learn that as mechanical engineers, but that forms a important part of mechanical engineering and other forms of engineering. And same with computer science, the first subject that we have. And then subjects like English would also be important. As you very well know,
Communication
learning to
communicate
communicate well is very important.
Correct.
So yes,
So
I think those are things that everyone should learn.
Yeah, so it's also like a ground. So you need to know the whole ground first, and then obviously your house can be made as part of the ground. The
Yes.
engineering branch, something like that. So yeah, moving forward in your life, how was this MIT decision came to your mind? I mean, how many colleges did you apply to? And I guess because of the network effect of IITs or mostly premier colleges, there are seniors who go abroad. So somehow they also, I mean, juniors also tailgate them and follow their advice, etc. That okay, one day I will also go. My senior went, and somebody is there already, so they might be helping us to do a lot of things, writing SOPs, etc. So how was your decision about colleges started? Like which all colleges to apply, and how many did you apply to?
Yes, I think that decision process mostly started in middle of third year when we start applying for internships. And I mean, also, absolutely, as you said, the network effect and learning from seniors, having the role models or examples in front of you helps to kind of see what you can do and just take those paths. So as I was saying, during the third year when we were applying for our mandatory internships, the decision kind of started entering my mind whether I want to head towards the route where I'll apply for companies at graduation or apply for a research master's. And that's when I spoke to my seniors, understood, and ended up applying for research internships abroad rather than company internships. And I did my internship in Germany at RWTH Aachen through the DAAD program. And I enjoyed that experience. I had a good time. I liked applying what I had learned in my theory courses. And so that just kind of made up my mind that after graduation, I want to.
And why did you choose MIT, or did you apply to other colleges that time, or just one college? Pretty much confident that यहाँ तो हो ही जाएगा.
नहीं, I applied to a lot of colleges, and I mean, I think around 8 colleges, and that was a difficult decision as well, whether to apply in Europe or UK or US, and which colleges in the US. And there were quite a few options. So basically, just fourth year, after going through the process of starting the application, giving the GRE exam, I started looking at the different automotive research groups that are there in the US and Europe. Yeah, so I applied to 8 colleges.
And you got into how many out of it?
I don't remember the exact number, but most of them. So I had a strong application, especially because my CGPA was very high. I had done.
What was your CGPA? 10 on 10.
It was 9.6 or 9.7, something like
that. Okay. One of the top 5% maybe of the college.
Yes, I actually got the President's Gold Medal, so I was the.
Oh, you were the topper of your batch. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this. Okay, congratulations. A dream.
Thank you so much.
Usually we see the topper of JEE doesn't become the topper after college. Somehow the lower rankers become, the gold medalists when they graduate.
Yeah.
So I think we are following that trend still. The topper doesn't stay topper till the final year somehow.
Yes.
Okay. And this, so obviously, I mean, the MIT was the obvious choice. How do you see the difference of, let's say, the vibe between IIT Kharagpur from your experience versus the experience at MIT. So you stayed there for 2 years, roughly, right? Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
Somebody is asking, what were the bad experiences as MIT? I mean, did you get any shock that यहाँ तो मैंने सोचा था ये होगा, but यहाँ तो ये भी होता है? ऐसा कुछ did you feel? Or the other way around?
मैंने क्या सोचा था वो तो I didn't have a very particular idea of the academics, but the thing that I was surprised by was, I mean, not surprised by, I knew it, but the extent of it, I was surprised by that how in India we have a lot of theoretical studies, and doing mechanical engineering, my theoretical background in thermal studies, and all of the mathematical description of it with partial differential equations, all of that was very clear. I mean, I knew it very well.
At
but
MIT, or was
At
very clear
IIT.
before going to IIT? Okay, before going to MIT, sorry.
Before going to
Okay.
MIT, yes. When I went there and did my courses there I realized how it was more application based. We learned the theory of it, but not in as much detail as trying to make experiments or trying to set up tests and then learning by doing and seeing. And my classmates there from America didn't know the theory as well, but this was the example that really drove it home for me,
Correct.
that we had projects at the end of every course. And in my first semester, at the end of my thermal course, we had to design a product, and my group did it with equations, and we kind of made something, whereas another team had just kind of set up a hot plate, set up some thermocouples which measure the temperature, put the material in between, and got the heat characteristics that way.
Mhm.
So just those differences were something that I had to learn, and it took some time.
So I think you got the full scholarship, right? Like all the tuition fee waived, plus you got a bit of a stipend so that you could live comfortably, or at least
Yes.
okay. Was that the case in your case, or you had to put some money from home also to manage your finance?
Yes, that was the case. At MIT Masters of Science, everybody gets a research assistantship. I mean, there are enough research assistantship positions for all the students to get them. So I'd got the research assistantship at the Sloan Automotive Lab.
Mhm.
So as part of the master's thesis, I was doing research work for the lab, for which they did the full scholarship, as you described.
And this research assistantship was helpful for your final year thesis also, or was it very different to each other?
Yes, it was absolutely the same. The research
Same.
that you do for your assistantship is the one that
Comes in the
you use
dissertation.
for your thesis. Yes.
Which is a good
And
thing.
it was for
It's
2
pretty much
years.
then getting paid to study in a full-fledged form, because then there is another one which is called TA, teaching assistantship, in which you have to do things that are not so related to your research, that doesn't add up to your thesis, but you have to spare some time. But in RA or a full fellowship, you get this kind of benefits, that whatever you do is pretty much focused towards your graduation, and then you are getting that monthly stipend, which takes care of your expenses. Okay.
Yes.
And how was your transition from MIT to Tesla? Was there like a campus placement? And as far as I understand, there is no campus placement as such. Just like IITs, it's not like there is like
Right.
1 week, 1 month, people come and people hire, although they might be helping. So how was your
Right.
placement happening at that time?
Yes. So firstly, in the US, the system is mostly that there are career fairs where companies come and set up their stalls like a fair next to each other, hundreds of companies, and you go to the companies where you're interested, and they just kind of give you the information and tell you kind of how to apply in their regular application manners. For me, along with my research assistantship in internal combustion engines, the other major project that I was doing was a Hyperloop student competition, where we had formed a team of MIT students who participated in a competition organized by SpaceX, which is another Elon Musk company. There we first designed and actually built a prototype 1/3 scale Hyperloop pod that went in a vacuum tunnel and levitated. So that was a big learning experience, but that was also where I got exposure to applying to companies like Tesla, and that helped in getting my application at Tesla.
This competition, winning or participating, opened that door for you for Tesla. Is that what you're saying, I guess?
Yes, absolutely. I think here in the US, there's a lot of focus on either internships or student engineering competitions. So even at IIT, I had participated in the Formula Student, where it's the same, a student competition where we build a prototype race car. From that, I got the experience to participate in Hyperloop, and both of these helped me in kind of putting forward my application at Tesla. And yes, absolutely.
And did you apply to other companies as well, like, or was it like a pretty much like a pre-placement or pre-graduation offer for you?
No, I did apply to a few other companies. Hyperloop itself has a company that was just starting up at the time, and a few of the other companies.
And how is this work culture at Tesla? Like, I think you haven't changed your company, right, for the past few years. Is that correct understanding, or you changed one?
Yes, I've been here for 4 years at Tesla. The work culture is intense. It's getting to be a big company, but it's still kind of a startup in some ways. So yes, we do own a lot of the work. The work.
And how is like you said, work pressure is huge. 12 hours a day, or like, Elon Musk is in his interview, I work 15 hours, 20 hours. There might be an exaggeration here. What do you think? Do people at Tesla work 12 hours, 14 hours, or more than
12 hours? 12 hours or 14 hours, maybe stretching it, but I don't count the hours as much as it's just compared to other companies. I would say we have a lot of responsibility per person. So and the number of hours vary. Sometimes it's just going through the night and to the next day. So that would make it a complete 24 hours. Okay. In terms of pressure, but in other days it's kind of more relaxed.
So are you, like you're saying, in terms of pressure 24 hours, which means like when you're not working also, like while coming home or while sleeping or about to sleep, you still think about how to solve exactly, like, kind of a research mindset? Is that what's happening in your life for the past few years?
Yeah, sometimes during times of pressure, or there's a tough problem to solve, that kind of happens. Sometimes I'm sleeping and I will dream of a solution, and then I'll wake up and think that, hey, did it make sense? Okay, it made a little bit of sense, but the other little bit was just random logic in the dream.
And you guys are open to experimentation? Like, how does this, let's say, you said like startup kind of company happening, and in research especially, it's like a lot of trial and errors, right? So sometimes it's like, hey, research is very much similar like startup. You try you fail, try again, try again, try again. It's just that it's already funded. So in startup, you still have to look for funding, but in research, it's a pre-funded startup kind of, you can say, small project in that matter. So, uh, like in your case, in your experience, how many shots are you allowed to take, like mistakes and all, well accepted? How does this culture you see?
So we are in my role, I am doing electronics integration and harness design for the vehicles, and it is trial and error based, but the I think we shouldn't be making mistakes from negligence or not paying attention. During the design, we should be as detail oriented as possible, and then the broader team comes and makes the design in CAD together, and then we build a prototype car. So that is where we get the shot and the chance to see what the mistakes are. And there are learnings and improvements in from building the prototype car for everyone. Uh, but yeah, as long as it's kind of an honest error that you can only see once you are actually building, it's okay to do that. We build multiple levels of prototype cars. We build the first one that's just a single prototype, and then there's a run of a few cars.
So, Laksh, I think you have to go to office. Is that right? Or should
Yes,
we?
I have to go soon.
Yeah, yeah. So, or maybe we can have one or two questions, maybe one
Yes,
question.
we
Maybe.
can have a.
What's your motive? Yeah, but please tell me, if you get late or something, because usually here things can go forever. So you have to sometimes say that okay, done for today. But let me take one question maybe. So there's one question is, what is your motivation right now? I mean, like what is your future plan? Like, are you going to stay or leave, or you have other things in your mind, or what's your motivation, daily motivation for working in Tesla?
Yes, daily motivation. I would say that I'm working at an automotive company, which I had always wanted. So that's just a field of interest that helps me just generate self motivation, and trying to do the best I can to make the best product. I also like that Tesla is a company that really is affecting the world in a positive way by making zero tailpipe emission cars. So, and also I'm learning a lot while I'm here. So in the short term, that's my motivation and goal. Uh, and in the long term, yeah, I would like to kind of learn and come closer to India, come back to India, because
Mhm. I guess there is some rumor that Tesla is going to maybe open an office here, and things are virtual now. But you guys have to go to office. Is no lockdown there or something like that?
there's a lockdown. But if I'm only working on the computer, I can work from home. But as I said, we build prototype cars. We go to the factory to build those. So yeah, going to the factory and going to the office sometimes
Is kind of mandatory for your role at least.
Yes.
Okay, sure. So thank you, Laksh, for your time. It was great having interacted with you and knowing your journey. And we'll see our participants if they have more questions. Probably we'll try to connect them with you over LinkedIn, or maybe we'll invite you again to have more detailed discussion about some specific topics. So for today, I think we'll end the session. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Laksh. Have a good day.
Thanks so much. Absolutely. And thanks for having me. It was great to talk to you. Thank you, Vishal.